Okay, hi, hello, and good afternoon. My name is Amanda, and welcome to Harmony Portal Tarot Live. I hope everyone is having a fine Friday. Get everything situated here. Hopefully, we can see everything. The lighting's okay. We can hear. I see people in the chat today where last Wednesday, a couple days ago, no chat on the YouTube studio backend. And I thought I was just alone, even though it said there were like 9-10 people there. Logged in over on the Done Creative and got on the chat, and what do you know? People were talking left and right. So yeah, at least I can see a couple. Just let me know you can hear me, see me, everything's rolling. At least Cheyenne and Vicky had commented earlier. Oh, you love the earrings? Okay, so we're live. You see me. Hopefully you hear me. The chat works, so I don't have to keep looking at my phone for the chat. Yay! How is everybody on this harvest full moon? It's the harvest moon today. That's the big one. I think a lot of people look forward to. It's like the pinnacle or epitome of just a normal full moon, I guess, unless we're having like a super moon, a blue moon, an eclipse, what have you. But it's like it's like the most full mooniest of full moons, the harvest moon, which is actually taking place in the sign of Pisces for Vedic astrology, but the sign of Aries for Western astrology. But if we actually look where this is happening in the sky, it would be in the constellation of Pisces. If you look up, when you see the moon with your eyeballs, it will be in the constellation of Pisces. So to me, a harvest is kind of the end of something, being able to reap the benefit or the bounty of what you've put in. And it makes a lot more sense to me that the harvest moon actually, yes, it is in placement with more Piscean energy of culmination, completion, it being the very last sign. So it makes sense to me anyway. If it more resonates for you as like an Aries full moon, then please follow your own guidance system on that. And you guys all, at least most of you that are here a lot of the time, know that normally I don't like to give that like full moon or new moon or eclipse energy moons my power, right? But this is about being aware of the energies and taking our power back if it's something we don't want to experience, or utilizing the energies for our own benefit if it is something we do want to experience. So that being said, we are also going today I'm like, I want to talk all the things, get everything figured out with our giveaway later, and of course our collective full moon reading, and just kind of the energies for the next few weeks as we're already kind of in this autumn for the northern hemisphere, spring for the southern hemisphere, energy of the equinox. So we're still really feeling that. And I actually did a more collective equinox reading on Wednesday's live stream. So yes, and Vicky won our kind of perpetual drawing. It was just a little one card, but it was Julianne. I can't remember her last name, but username Julianne. She comes here once in a while. She had mentioned, well, instead of drawing a name, and if they're not here, oh well. Draw the name, even if they're not here, I can just leave a timestamp of when the drawing was and who won in the chat. If they are not present, they can still win. So from now on, if you know your name is in this little cup here, and you miss a live stream, just go back to the previous live stream and just check the chat, or the comment section, just to see who won the drawing. If there's no there's no timestamp, that means the person most likely was present, so they got their message. So yeah. Oh yeah, it was a cool timestamp. I know, I was writing it down. But funny enough, on the replay, we were like a few seconds ahead, so it actually, I don't know, it was weird, because I was seeing that exact timestamp when I looked up, saw the timestamp, and then wrote it down. But yeah, sometimes on the other end, where what you guys see is slightly a few seconds off from what I see, so whatever. But me writing the timestamp down during the live stream, I did see it as that number, so I thought that was pretty cool. Yeah. Oh, sunflowers on the glass. Yeah, this actually just came from the dollar store, the Dollar Tree, for $1.25. It's no longer just $1. But yeah, I just figured that's cute. I like it. Let's get it. And I didn't really know what I'd use it for, but now I do. I'll use it for this, at least until we run out of room and need more digging space, and then I'll upgrade to something bigger. I've got other vessels around the house we can use if we need to. yeah, it's the theme today, and I always love the color combination of yellow and blue. For some reason, it kind of reminds me of like my childhood. I don't know if it's because of like the blue goose, like uh, I don't know. Just Google blue goose from like the 80s or 90s, and you'll see what I mean. It's mostly blue, but I think the like ribbon on the goose might have been yellow. I don't know. It just gives me like a country vibe, kind of. I don't know, childhood kind of vibe. The kind of cornflower blue mixed with the bright gold yellow. I don't know. So I just thought, hey, let's do that today. And we're on like day, I don't know, 7 hair. Don't care. It was like just completely frizzed out in places. So I braided a couple sections. There's a braid. There's a few braids in here. I'm like, it's so frizzed out. Let's just braid those parts and call it a day. Tomorrow is wash day, so yes. I'm like, I don't want to have to wash it and then have dripping hair for our live stream. And I got like major like ball rolling on some like scenes that I'm putting in book 2 of my series. So I was kind of working on those this morning, and I didn't want to have to take time away to go wash my hair. So here we are. All right, so let's do some shout outs. You had to sleep off the sick today, but I'm here and ready to write and hang out. Awesome. Well, I'm glad to see that you made it, Brandy Lynn. So yes, we have Cheyenne Downey, Vicky Downey, we have Brandy Lynn. It looks like that's all I see, at least right this second. We do have a few donations. Our donation list is as follows. Let's see. That is not it. That is notes to myself I copied earlier, so let me delete that. You guys don't need to see that yet. You can read it in the book later. Yeah. Because if I would have accidentally posted that paste, you would have seen a major spoiler for book 2, like the climax scene of book 2. We can't have that now, can we? So let me actually go copy the list and not spoil my book. Let's do that instead. Yes. Okay. Now I can paste it. There we go. That's what we need. Hello, Sandy. Welcome, welcome. All right, everybody. Let's go ahead and get into a collective reading. This is going to be for, basically you might have already been feeling this energetically about 3-4 days ago, and of course today, and over about the next 2 weeks is what this reading is going to cover time-wise. And of course, there's no hard stops to all of that. Yes, happy Harvest Moon. And that's the reading we're going to do, is how to best utilize these Harvest Moon energies. So King of Pentacles, there's definitely some reaping of bounty, or, like proliferation of ideas that can possibly bring abundance, or you're just finding ways to make do with what you already have and feeling really good about it. A lot of times I will call the King of Pentacles like the Midas touch card as well. So it's almost like if you put your hand on the lever of one of those slot machines or what have you, you might just win. I'm not condoning, gambling over here or anything, but hey, it feels like a lucky touch coming in for those of you especially that have put work or effort into something and being able to reap the benefit or reward from said something. Over these next 2 weeks, you may have already, been feeling this like excitement for new abundance coming in. I know that happens to me once in a while. And we have the 6 of Pentacles. Yeah, so it's almost like it's interesting that like what I'm kind of downloading, and this combination of cards almost kind of reminds me of the Wheel of Fortune, or, if things have felt very out of balance, they're going to be back in balance. Not only are you helping others, but you are also getting help from the universe or your true spirit or whatever resonates most with you. There's a balancing effect coming in. So if you felt very, like energetically depleted because you're being very out there and social, or very busy with more career things or having to take care of other people type things, this is about now bringing back into balance more time for yourself and your personal projects. And again, if it's been more, you've been spending a lot of time with yourself and your personal projects, now's the time to find that balance with being able to spend time with others or on other things. So wherever you fall on those spectrums, it's a kind of about coming back to that center point of balance. And just in time, really, for Libra season. I do believe, correct me if I'm wrong, Western astrology is already in Libra season. Vedic astrology won't be in Libra season until around October 17th. So I'm pretty sure that my Western lovers out there, you're already in Libra season. But my ascendant is like the 0.1 degree of Libra. And I know that anyone born around October 16th, 17th, which my husband's born October 16th, my ascendant technically, if there was a sun sign right directly on my ascendant, it would be October 17th. But I really get along with people born on October 16th, October 17th, or even right around there. And my Pluto is right there as well. So again, Vedic astrology. All right, what else do we need to know? Yes, new opportunities. But look, harvest moon, and look at all the pentacles. Look at all the earth energy, the abundance, the material wealth and resources that is now becoming available or coming online for us. This is so good to see. And even if you're not quite reaping the abundance of said ideas, these are definitely at the very least seeds you can plant and harvest at a later time by continuing to take action and to nurture the seeds and to water the seeds and to pull the dead leaves off the seeds once they become seedlings and bigger. This is about the nurturing. Very Seven of Pentacles energy coming into play as well. But this is about not allowing certain things to slip through your fingers or to pass you by, but instead, even if you feel really overwhelmed, exhausted, can't take action on something now, at the very least, write it down or make a note of it to try to go that road later. If it feels like something that really would be awesome, but you're just so busy right now, don't forget about it by just not writing it down. Write it down. So some of you might be getting some really great ideas, even in your dream state, with that Pisces full moon energy, Vedic Pisces energy. There's a lot of dreaminess, a lot of meditative, kind of even subconscious energy with that. And we have the Five of Cups. So, it could also be a bit of an emotional time for many of you during this full moon. Again, this could have started about 3-4 days ago, through the next 3 to 4 days, and then of course taking us about the next 2 weeks. But really, this is about shifting your perspective from what you've lost to what you have to gain, or what you stand to gain, or past emotions, past baggage that's kind of being brought up from the surface or to the surface, being able to process it, feel it, heal it, deal with it, let it go, and then turn your attention to the things that are more emotionally fulfilling. So it's not about just ignoring the things that come up like la 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 la, can't hear you, can't see you, don't want to deal with this. No, allow yourself to process anything coming up, even if it feels very inconvenient, because this can really benefit you and help you then really feel inspired by all of this, harvesty type and new opportunity kind of energy that wants to come in. But a lot of times we got to clear the space or make room to allow this new energy to come in. It can't just come in and be muddied up by all the other chaos going on. Sometimes we have to close out said chaos and really cleanse the palette or clean the slate before we get this new energy coming in. All right, anything else we need to know? Hello, Valerie Lyon. Hello, Dorothy Collins. And Wu-Tang Tea is here as well. Oh, Valerie has donated on PayPal. Awesome, thank you. I will go ahead and update that list right when we're done with our collective. Oh, I love it. And it's funny because I accidentally called the King of Cups, which was our giveaway card that was selected on Wednesday. I kept calling it in my head the King of Wands. Like I read it, King of Wands, not King of Cups. But I basically had to do 2 giveaways because I messed up, which is totally fine because I think both the ladies that won the giveaway needed the readings they got. So it worked out just proper. But we have here with the King of Wands, this is about feeling very inspired by all of this new opportunity, energy, and of course being able to also know what to do with the harvest, because it can almost at times when all the good is coming in at once, whether it's, you harvesting your garden or, good news from this way, good news from that way, even though it's all good, right? But sometimes it can even feel a bit overwhelming if there's just so much going on. And, but what I feel with this is you're going to know how to compartmentalize. Okay, this abundance goes here, this abundance goes there. Oh, that good idea. I'm going to write it down and then make a plan for it, this week or that week. Being able to really structure all of the goodness coming into your life rather than having all this abundance. The garden example is a really good one this time of year. Reaping all of the tomatoes and the cucumbers and the pumpkins and the squash and the anything else we missed, beans and what have you, corn. But if you don't have a way to process all of that food, meaning, canning or freezing it or, giving it away to friends and family, it can spoil before you get to it. So this really is kind of a I guess the word of caution here would be, as this abundance rolls in, don't allow it to sit and then spoil because you don't know how to process or utilize or compartmentalize, the ideas, the abundance, the, fruits and vegetables. It could be literal for some of you, that are coming in. So don't let it go to waste because you're not ready for it. Yeah. Which has happened to me before, both literally and more metaphorically speaking. I have let something go to waste because I just wasn't ready for it or prepared for it, or, and a lot of times I think, oh yeah, I got it. When it comes in, it's good. But then I'm like completely drop the ball. So been there. I'm feeling shouted out about the apple trees in the backyard, right? Oh, it can happen to the best of us, right? One thing that I do, we have a lot of neighborhood deer that will go around and find all the little orchards and stuff in people's yards. But ours is in the fence contained. Our backyard neighbors have these really, really abundant pear trees that just hang into our yard. And then the pears just fall down and then they, get little marks on them and stuff. And the kids won't eat them. And they'll eat them if they're not marked for sure, but they're still slightly green, so we'll pull a few off and then we'll put them on the counter, let them ripen, then we'll eat them. But the ones that fall to the ground or have a weird little mark on it or something, kids won't eat it. So I'll throw it over my front fence into the front part where the deer can get to it, and then I get to share the abundance and nothing goes to waste. Yeah. All right. Applesauce. Oh my goodness. I remember growing up, our neighbors had apple trees and they're just like, come pick your fill. We can't deal with all this. Come take as much as you want. And they were like little green apples. They were kind of tart, but they were really good to make, applesauce. And my mom would even add like cinnamon to the applesauce. And one time, or maybe multiple times, she had added like Red Hots, the candy, to the applesauce. Oh my God. So good. So good. That actually sounds really good, especially the hot applesauce, like right when it's done being made. There's something really good about hot applesauce or apple crisp or, all the things you can make with apples or pumpkins or pears or plums or whatever. Yum, yum, yum. All right, one more. What else do we need to know? All of us right now. Harvest Moon energy. Ooh, 3 of Swords. Again, this just feels like past energy, just like we were talking about with this 5 of Cups. Prefer it was a 3 of Cups, but no, with 3 of Swords, 5 of Cups. This really is about being able to process old heartbreak. And she was literally stabbed in the back here, right through the heart. So this could be dealing with someone you felt took advantage of you, stabbed you in the back, ripped your heart out, broke up with you, grief, loss, sadness, all the things from the past. Again, this is not something that I see for anyone watching. There's not one person, energetically, there's not one person watching that is going to have some major earth-shattering thing happen right now or in the near future. This, to me, feels very past energy. For someone watching, this is the passing away of a grandmother that you felt like you couldn't say goodbye, or you didn't get the proper goodbye, or you couldn't be there or something. To be able to kind of almost run through a meditation where you can go through that journey in the way you would have preferred, almost to give yourself that closure. For one person watching, that is a very specific message. And for others of you, if this is a breakup that you went through, I would say if this is a breakup and you're watching, this would have been in the last 3 years. So if that doesn't pertain to you, that might also not be your message. This could just be another person watching, just very like manipulative friendship when you were in your teenage years that didn't end very well and you felt really betrayed by somebody. Valerie says she could use the structure, right? I think we all could. Definitely do. All right, one more card just to wrap up our collective, and then I'm going to update our list. We'll get right into it. Oh, that message does resonate for Cheyenne, the female friend. Yes. Ooh, look at this. Pluto, shadow, and mysticism. And we really are, I guess, with this harvest energy, because when we harvest the fruit, the abundance, that leaves behind, the stalks and the leaves and the roots of how the fruit or the vegetables grew, taking our garden example. That will basically, you can utilize all of the old detritus from your garden as, you can do some fertilizing, some composting, that kind of thing for the next season's harvest. So nothing really does have to go to waste. I mean, if you want to really be efficient with it, you can have this energy just be working in cycles over and over for you, whether this is about your career, your projects, just taking care of yourself, taking care of your family, taking care of your home. There's ways we can utilize what has passed away, taking what we need from the situation, being the fruit or vegetables, and what's passing away are the stalks and the roots that grew the vegetables, but we don't really need that structure of it anymore, but we can utilize that structure by, composting it for the fertilizer for our new structure. So it's kind of like tower energy, but not in the traditional sense of the tower. This is more, okay, energetically, I'm feeling a little stifled or held back by this relationship or this job that I'm at, or just my day-to-day routines feel very stagnant and stale. Well, you can kind of break the structure down and take the abundance that feels good for you about your structure, and then take the rest of it kind of as your own, detonating your own tower to reconfigure, restructure. Yeah, fresh start. Feels very fresh start energy of this, harvest moon. And even if you don't quite yet know what to do with those stalks and roots and leaves and what have you that you just don't need now, you can put them in a compost bin for later and be ready for them in the springtime or whenever it is that you are ready for your new beginning, your fresh start. Okay. Alrighty. So I hope that harvest moon energy message resonated with you. And if not, that's okay too. But if you're watching the replay, your energy was also included if you so choose. You do not have to claim anything here, but it's available if you would like to. All right. So I'm going to update our list, but I'm going to give these cards a quick shuffle or two to really be prepared for, I do believe it was Cheyenne that has donated first today. And I'm pretty sure she put her question over in PayPal. I'm going to take a quick drink. Okay, so I'm going to check email, see Valerie had said she had donated as well. Yes, for a 1-card read for Valerie, but right before Valerie, we have a 1-card pull also for Marlene. So Marlene and then Valerie. Add you ladies to the list here. And Earthy Deva, yes, Earthy Deva has donated. Yours came in right after Vicky. Earthy Deva. 1 card. Marlene, 1 card. And Valerie Ryan, 1 card. All right, the 1-card squad today. All right, here we go. So there is our current lineup, and we're going to go ahead and start with Cheyenne. And of course, we are also having our giveaway / drawing as well at some point during the live stream. So hang out, listen in. You just might win. Hey, that rhymed. Okay, so going to my email. So a full read for Cheyenne. Hi, Amanda. A charity I'm collaborating with at work offered me a job. Oh, wow. 1 day a week with them, meaning I would remain at my medical university 4 days a week. My boss said I will get a pay rise so that I'm not hit with high tax due to having 2 employers. Oh, that's good. I would also be employed at the university until January 2025. Could I ask, does this feel like a good idea for me, please? I like the idea of stability, but I still long to work with kids. Yeah, I'm hearing you can have your cake and eat it too. So if this charity thing that you're collaborating with, if that's what you're talking about January 2025, or do you mean that your current job at the medical university is going to be extended to 2025? Let me know, because I'm feeling like if this charity thing is the 2025, you can still work with kids once your university contract is up and also be working with this charity thing as well. But either way, let's just tune in, see for Cheyenne what she needs to know about this charity, possibly working 1 day a week. Look at this. We've got here the 9 of Pentacles, hard work paying off. So whatever work you invest or time, effort, love, attention you invest into this charity and what they stand for, you working there, it's definitely going to possibly lead to more hours or more days a week, or a job of like a full-time position, quite possibly. If that's not the direction you want to go, at the very least, it feels like something that would definitely supplement your income and help you make your dreams come true. Okay, so nope, the medical university have left over to keep for January. Okay, gotcha. And one day would actually be for two. Oh, the one day would be for 2 years, but I'm not tied to do it. Gotcha, gotcha. Leftover money to keep you. Okay, that makes sense. That is awesome. So problem solved as far as having to find more work, because I know you do like your job, so that's good. And then these two came out. Oh. As far as this charity job that would be a few days a week. So it's interesting how we have swords here. So there's like a lot of mental processing going into you thinking, okay, is this a good fit? Is it not? And of course, the underlying energy or the main point to be made here is about the Nine of Pentacles being on board. Your hard work will pay off. So the Four of Swords is about, taking a bit of a break after heartbreak traditionally. But it being just a 1 day a week thing to me feels like it'd be low stress, pretty low key. You wouldn't have to, go above and beyond there and feel like you're working it to the detriment of your other job or anything like that. Yet, as time wears on, there might be more responsibility, more hours, again, like we were tuning in, and they might want you more full term or long term, full time, to where you kind of might have to make a decision between the university, medical university you're already at, and the charity that you're working with. You might come to a point where this charity is like, can we just have you all the time? And it might be that you decide to go that way, but it might not be that you don't. So let's see. As far as this charity wanting more of Cheyenne's expertise and time and hours, that's really the direction this feels. Yeah. Yes. Wow. Yes. Yes. And you almost feel like, well, I can't do everything this charity wants and take these more hours or longer hours and, more hours, more like it, without it affecting my full-time job at the university. So you would have to kind of make a decision, because we have the Lovers here. At some point, it's not going to be right away. It might be even 2 years from now. Who knows? But that's a good thing because there could be a long-term contract with this charity. That could be what this is. If it just feels to you like you want to keep it to 1 day a week and no more than that, then of course that's your prerogative. But the potential is definitely here for you to be working as a full-time employee with this charity, either doing what it is you're hired on to do or an expanded version of that possibly, or even a whole other job title, I guess would remain to be seen. Let's see. Yeah, my boss said it's not meant to break my back. I'm not legally meant to do more than 1 day. The university and the charity are working together. Okay, gotcha. My boss would be on maternity and she would go through them for a shortcut if they are trying to use me, right? Yeah, let's just see. Anything else you need to know about this? But it does feel like a good fit as far as what you're trying to accomplish, as far as having a little bit more income, it being fun for you, it not really interfering with your main work. I feel like it's green light for all of these things. You're going to be able to do that. Again, though, it might come at a point where this charity is like, oh, we could really use you for longer, or we could really use you for this. And you might have to come to a decision, eventually. I think my long-term goal is to be around kids. Yeah. You are. Look, you'll get the clarity you're seeking here. But I would say for at least the short term, and by short term I mean over the next year to 2 years, just having this, or however long it is they want you. If it's 3 months, great. If it's a year, great. I see this, you getting clarity on what this charity work that you're going to be doing means. If it's something you want to do more diving into full time or what. But with the Queen of Wands coming out, this is letting me know you're going to feel very in control of your direction in your career. So if you do kind of want to veer off and start really examining jobs with kids or trying to work with kids, you'll do that. You'll be able to do that. But hi, we matched today, me and Miss Queen of Wands here. Look at that. But yeah, this is about, you're definitely getting some clarity over I think it's going to just take you being able to step into this new role for 1 day a week and showing up week after week and doing the job, and you're get major clarity on, is this something I love? Is this something that's just kind of going to bring in some extra income? Or is this something that, yeah, it's really not for me, for you to decide. But that all being said, there's definitely money in this charity work if they do decide to offer you more hours or to take you basically from your position where you're at to come over there. They would make it worth your while compensation wise. But I would say within the next little while here, you do start working there 1 day a week and you see the ebb and flow of things and how, your regular job goes and, your boss being on maternity leave. And that is going to be what brings in this clarity for you to make the choices that feel most motivated, passionate, and inspired for you. All right. Any other words of wisdom or advice for Cheyenne about this? I can actually do it from home. Oh, which is nice. I'm watchful. But I'm watchful that they don't use you. Yeah. And I don't see that they're going to try to set out to use you specifically, but they want you. I think they do want more hours from you because you're a very valuable, asset to their team. And they have no problem with paying you for the service you provide for them. But it might be that you're going to have to choose possibly at some point between the two jobs because they both want you. Yeah. I mean, there's definitely success here. So, of course, using your own intuition, whatever lights you up, whatever brings the most passion forward, go that route. Whatever feels best for you. Get a card on the pay rise. Yeah, let's find out about the pay rise at her current job before we close out. Pay rise, current job for Cheyenne. Well, we have the Four of Pentacles here, so I do believe they will bring that pay rise to the table. It may not be quite as much as you're hoping for or were thinking they were going to do, but it'll be enough that you can, really help that supplement your budget and your income. And again, with your dream of being able to move out, I think it's definitely going to be a step in the right direction. I'm going to draw a clarifier on this or pull a clarifier on this because this is one of the most dualistic cards in the whole deck, at least for me personally. The energy can be someone who's holding very tight to their purse strings or someone who's just spending so much there's a hole in their pocket. It can be very wide spectrum of spending habits here. Or, in a career reading though, I will say the Four of Pentacles is a really great card to get. You'll feel really good about it. So it's not going to be like probably a $20,000 increase or anything like that, but it's going to be enough that you're like, okay, they're taking care of me. They care, blah, blah, blah. Once I'm not hit with bad tax, then there would be no point taking it. Yeah. My boss said they would lose money. Yeah. So I think they're trying to, kind of cover their butt. They're trying to help you out as well. But I think it will be enough that you will feel good about it and not feel taken for a ride or taken advantage of. But again, it's probably not going to be $20,000 a year increase or anything like that. But it'll be enough that you're like, okay, this is worth it for me. Let's stay here for a bit. So yeah, definitely going to keep you on your trajectory to make your dreams come true with getting out on your own with your sister. All right. So you are so welcome. Absolutely. So let's get into Vicky's question. And she has a 1-card read. And then on deck, we have Earthly Deva. And then on deck after that is Marlene and then Valerie. And anyone else that will be donating, of course, we will add you to the list as we go. And of course, all of your lovely donations do go to help my mom, whose house burned down in July of 2019. She's now in a much better, stable living situation, but it's still not the best of what we were hoping, but it's definitely a compromise from that little trailer. She's now on a double wide, but it needs a new roof, which is not cheap. And just to kind of more winterize it and just get it to be in better repair. It's going to take quite a bit. So yes, your money is going to definitely help with that. And my gratitude to those of you that do donate to help with the cause is just, I'm so grateful. Thank you so much, you guys. All righty. So we're going to go over to Vicky's question now. Vicky, 1-card read for Vicky. And she says, let me just double check too. No, that was our last donation from Valerie. Okay. So Vicky says, "Hi Amanda, I hope you're well. Myself and Cheyenne went to Scotland last week. Oh, fun! With a friend. And when we got back, our dad told us that our brother Wayne was wondering why he didn't know that we were going. Probably because it's none of your business, Wayne. Who cares, right? I'm sure that's what you guys thought. Didn't know that you were going. We were surprised as we don't speak to him much, and we only told our dad 2 days beforehand too. Our dad agreed with us when we said, when we said Wayne was talking as if he's entitled to know where we were going. Right, right. He was also viewing our Instagram stories while we were away, which he doesn't often do. Any insight on this from True Spirit would be really appreciated. Thank you as always. You are so welcome. Yeah, it's just I'm seeing like Spirit with a megaphone going, Wayne, mind your own business. But of course, we can't control what other people do, but we, I guess, can control how we respond to it. But let's see your best advice in response to Wayne. Who really, it's none of his business what you ladies do, even if it was something totally scandalous. He has no say in it. You're both adult women with your own, sovereignty and your own, wants and dreams and goals that have zero to do with him. And yeah, but let's just see what Spirit's advice is for this. Yeah, again, none of his GD business, right? This is funny. Yeah, and it's funny though, because this is his energy we're reading into. He feels lied to, cheated on, stolen from because you guys did something without running it by him first. Clutches pearls, right? No. Who cares, right? I mean, he should probably get a life and grow up. I'm being rude now. This is Amanda's ego saying, get a life, grow up, and go figure out your own fun, places to go and people to see, and leave your sisters alone. That's my 2 cents. But yeah, he's definitely feeling like he is entitled, which I don't know. I guess it's just because of past things that have gone on where maybe you ladies did just fill him in on the loop because you thought, oh, who cares if he knows that I'm going to go to this university or be friends with that person or what have you. And now because you're maybe not, confiding in him even in things that have nothing to do with him, he feels left out. Again, that's not your fault. It's not your job to make him feel all comfy cozy with everything you do. And in fact, he should probably focus on his own life, right? Yeah, you agree, right? Yeah, and I think he'll get over it pretty quickly. This doesn't feel to me like anything that's going to like put a huge wedge or a grudge. And even if it did, it's kind of like, well, what do I have to say? I mean, I went on a trip with my sister and our friend and like, who cares? It's none of your business. But he'll get over it pretty quickly, I think. He might have some smart things to say about it here and there, but I think he'd more probably say those to your dad than come out and say it to you. Yeah, the relationship changed after we found out him and his girlfriend gossip about us, and our mom said the relationship won't ever return to normal. Oh my gosh, yeah. It's just rude. And again, it feels because it's like they're either bored or they don't have enough of their own happiness to focus on, that they got to focus on other people, talk bad about other people. So that's most likely why he cares. I don't think he technically cares, but like he's invested in it because he wants to have a say or be able to talk about it, but he didn't know about it until last minute or even past last minute. So it's almost like he didn't have a say in it, which he shouldn't have. It's none of his business. But yeah, anything else Spirit has on this? Yeah, you'll overcome this, or you'll just, he'll get over it. He'll go figure out something and you guys will just do what you do. And I don't think he'll probably ever come right out to either of you and say, you shouldn't have gone, you should have told me. Because that probably even in his own head sounds very weird and controlling. But just for him to maybe talk to your dad about it and stuff, he might. But for the most part, I think you guys can all just move on from this. And if there is a future event where he's like, I shouldn't have known about that, who cares, right? But of course, it's just unneeded conflict for the two of you. It's like, well, I'm not like purposely setting out to hurt Wayne's feelings, but they got hurt, I guess. So, but that doesn't mean you should have to walk on eggshells or, shout from the rooftops every time you have to go to the bathroom or drive to work. I mean, he doesn't need to know. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Best advice here is just to, share with Wayne what you feel like sharing, and don't share with Wayne what you don't feel like sharing. And that's going to be just a-okay. That's just fine. And he's going to have to deal with it if he gets his feelers hurt about it, right? Yeah. Anything else? One more card, just anything else. Word of advice for Vicky. Yeah. He's definitely feeling left out. But at the same time, that doesn't mean you have to include him in your plans, especially, right? Yeah, you hardly talk, so that's why it's funny, right? It's almost like he's got this idealized version of him as like this almost father figure to you too, even though I believe he's younger. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. Which really has no basis in actual reality. It's just his own kind of. It's funny because how they say like people like it's called like a parasocial relationship when you are following some big influencer or something and you feel like you know them and they're your friend, but like they wouldn't be able to pick you off a street. But they call that like a parasocial relationship. And this is kind of like that. I mean, obviously he's your brother and you know him, but like, again, you're not close enough that you would share these things with him. Oh, he's 27 and you're 26. Okay. So the younger like issue coming in, I think, is because he's immature, and that's why it feels like younger energy to me. Yeah. So again, to each their own, I guess. I doubt that he's ever, run by you guys the fact that he was going to go somewhere or do something or, breathe, but he's just going to have to either deal with it or get over it or something. But again, with that 8 of Wands coming out, I don't think this is something he's going to hold over your head for the rest of his life or anything. But again, he's got his own twisted way of seeing things that he's got his feelings hurt for whatever reason. It doesn't matter. Maybe he wanted to go to Scotland. I don't know. Right, breathe. You're so welcome, Vicky. Yeah. I mean, I would say don't worry about it, but of course it's family. So you don't want to like burn bridges or rock the boat in any way. I don't know what's with all the water analogies, but so I get it. So you care that you don't want to purposely set out hurting people, but that's not at all what you did anyway. So he's just gonna have to get over it. The harsh truth has been dished out. All right. Well, hope he gets over it soon. It sounds like he will, Vicky. So I'd say no worries on your end anyway. He might worry, who knows, but you won't. You won't have to. All right, Earthly Deva is up next, and then Marlene is on deck after that. So Earthly Deva. Anna. Hi, Manna. Can I ask for a message of relief? Let's tune in. And especially, Anna, if you are feeling emotional about anything or worried, stressed, the full moon energies can really amplify that stress and worry and even anxiety that we feel. So let's tune in for a message of relief. One card read for Anna. Message of relief for Anna. And of course, one card never means one card with me, but ooh, I love it. So there's going to be an opportunity coming up, Anna, where you're going to feel like a weight has been lifted or like there's been a shift to where you're not feeling so weighed down or heavy. Because in the traditional depiction, which this is pretty darn close to the traditional Rider-Waite depiction, just different color schemes and drawings here, but it's basically the dead has risen and being able to then see things from another perspective, which is kind of a bit of hanged man energy, but also with the actual term judgment. We feel like Judgment Day, like everybody's rising up, if you take the more traditional Bible or biblical sense of the word judgment. But this to me feels like personal judgment, your own personal judgment of yourself, of your situation, of life, of maybe even things that are going good that you're like, well, when's the other shoe going to drop? That kind of thing. Again, with like anxiety and stuff. You're rising above that anxiety, that stress, that worry, and starting down a new road. There might even be a new project or home. If I remember correctly, you were looking at possibly buying a home very soon, or we're already in the works of doing that. This could be indicating that new beginning with a new home, a move. It could also be work news or career news or a new career project. Could even be a passion project, just something that maybe you put on the back burner or have always wanted to do but never actually took steps toward. that you're now just saying, now might be the time that I, start watercolor painting. I don't know, whatever it is. It feels pretty creative, whatever it is. And it does feel like it resonates with like home. So if it is a creative project, it could be something you like hang up in your home or put on an end table, or something you make or create or fashion that you can use in your home. Very cool. Let's see anything else that wants to come through. Message of relief. But I definitely see there's a time coming up where you're going to be very focused on something that you're not going to have time to sit around and stress and worry and wonder about things. Look at this. And it might even have to do with work, or even this Capricorn energy. If it's not your actual career, this could be ways that you show up in your own life for your own self-care, your own passion projects. Again, taking it back to this. This indication here too could even mean there's a new boss in town, meaning like at your work, there's a new boss or new supervisor, new manager, or you possibly could be rising above and getting more responsibility at work. Or if you are changing jobs in some way, that could just indicate the new boss at the new job, if that's the case. There's a few ways we can interpret this energy. I feel like we need a mindful message, just for relief for Anna. A mindful message for relief for Anna. All right, and here we have it. My own energy, and I'm going to read it here for you. So it says, I love being there for friends and family while staying true to myself. I don't let others' energy or mood affect my own, which, because this is like a mantra or like an affirmation, it might be that you are currently or in the recent past allowing others' opinions or gossip or just their poor mood or foul energy to kind of muddy the waters of your own energy field. But it says, I don't let others' energy or mood affect my own. To help a friend in a hole, I don't need to jump in the hole with them. Yes. And even if that friend is your own like thoughts, like kind of spiraling down, you don't have to get on that bandwagon and spiral down with the thought process if that's going on. Again, I think we had recently tuned in that there might be some energy with everybody out there all the time. There's always entity interference in our thought process anyway. So if you're having like invasive thoughts, that could be part of it. I simply reach out a hand. It is up to them to do the rest. So especially if you are trying to help someone in your life that's stressed out or worried, even if that someone is yourself, you don't have to, go down with the ship, or, if someone's really fouling up your energy, you don't have to allow their energy to affect you. You can put a shield around yourself to protect yourself. You can be that supportive person if you choose to, without taking on their burden or their negativity, if that's the case. Yeah. So maybe even doing some like mindfulness, like meditation or breathing. Self-care is always a bonus or a win when we are stressed out or feeling like I just need a bit of relief. Really going in and focusing on self-care. And one of my, yes, it's all about, of course, taking care of our vessel and our health, and mental and physical, spiritual as well. But at the same time, for me personally anyway, I feel like I'm taking care of myself the utmost when I'm very passionate about something that I'm doing, that I feel like I've got my, energetic signature on this project or this relationship, or just something I'm working on, whether it's myself, whether it's a project, whether it's hanging out with kids, whatever it is. I want to feel a sense of accomplishment or purpose behind what I'm doing. So if you feel like this lack of purpose or accomplishment, maybe taking up something that can be like a quick little accomplishment that can kind of give you that serotonin boost in your brain to make you feel like, okay, I got this. I'm doing things. I'm kicking butt and taking names. I can clean out this closet and refresh my space. I can go get a massage and feel a lot better. I can do some coloring in an adult coloring book and complete a picture, and then I can hang it on my wall. Something that you get this little bump of accomplishment can really bring you some relief, Anna. All right, so I hope that resonated, and I don't know that she's still here, but hopefully I might timestamp. We finished at 48:44. But I might have to go back and see if I don't see that she had seen her reading, heard her reading actually. I might have to go back and timestamp that properly for her. All right, and that was Earthy Dave. I better write that down. Okay. And if anyone else would like me to set a timestamp before we start the reading so that you can, either me or you can go in and comment on the video once it's posted, I can totally do that for you. Just let me know. That way, 2 weeks from now, a month from now, a year from now, you can go back and see where your question was without having to watch the whole live stream again. All right, Marlene, one card for Marlene. Go ahead and post your question if it's not already on PayPal. And if it is already over here, I can just read it there. No, so we'll have you post your question, please, Marlene. And then Valerie, you are on deck right after that. And I already have your question. Thank you for that. Yes. So just a general anything Marlene needs to know right now. What does Marlene need to know? I feel like I need to shuffle these a few times now. Clear the energy. Oops, that was a false start. So there might just be where you're ready to do something and false start. That seems to be me pretty much anytime I want to start a new project. I'm like, oh, I'm ready. And then like I maybe almost start. And then, oh, well, we have this thing going on tonight. So then I'm like, I can't. Okay. And then the next week I'm like, okay, now I'm ready. So there might be an issue of timing being slightly off when you feel motivated to do something, but you're busy. Your schedule's busy. So you can't just dive in and do it. So you almost have to just wait until that schedule opens up a bit. That's the main message I'm getting kind of with that false start from Marlene, but let's get going. So very true what you say. Thank you, Amanda. Beautiful messages. Oh, you are so welcome. I'm glad you got your message. Marlene, tuning into Marlene's energy. Wow. So there might be a pretty big decision you're making coming up also with possibly with the family, like a family trip or some big decision that actually does involve the family. And again, kind of with the false start of, oh, we'd love to do this now, but like we got this going on and that going on, and now's maybe not the time, but that doesn't mean you can't yet plan for some future fun family night or game night or vacation or, if this is some event that involves the kids, you might, again, with the false start is try to figure out when is the best time to actually make this thing happen. But it's definitely, if it doesn't directly involve the kids, it will indirectly increase their happiness. So, big decision that a couple might make would be to move or go on a vacation or, do we switch jobs? I don't know, big things like that, but also small celebrations, just like enjoying the little things in life. So it doesn't have to be like this, some big over the top life-changing decision that this would indicate possibly if it just came out on its own. The fact that 2 major arcanas came out, it feels like even if it's a small little thing you're doing as a family or together, that there's a lot of long-term happiness brought in or bonding connection with your family that comes in as a result of even maybe a more mundane kind of hangout session or what have you. Next week is your niece's birthday and you're going over to your sister's house. Oh, fun. And very interesting with the child message. The sun can indicate, children, meaning like your co-borns, your siblings as well. And of course, if it's your niece's birthday, the children in the family making a decision to go over hang out, that could totally be in alignment there. Just anything else Marlene needs to know about this. Either this birthday party or just anything else that wants to come up. Okay, Hanged Man. So kind of going back to the false start energy, there might be something beyond just the party, just the birthday, that you're wanting to have like happen. But again, timing is everything, but also seeing things from a new perspective can give you insight into any big decisions. And I see this like maybe being over the next 3 months. Like that's the time frame I'm really seeing. It's not, so this is something you're like, I don't know of any big decisions going on right now. This could be just in your near future. Might even have to do with one of the kids participating in like a sport or some sort of school function or activity that maybe they've never done before. And, anytime any kid gets into anything in my, any new sport or band or, art camps or whatever, of course, it's going to affect the whole family because we all have to make time or, space in that calendar or that agenda for this thing to transpire. Who's driving across town, who's going, someone's staying home, there's some coordination, I guess, that would need to be taking place if, even one person in the family had something new going on. Again, with the trips, the travels, there's possible travel over water here. Oh, in volleyball, how fun. Yeah. So that could even be a fun bonding thing, that even just practicing, in the house or in the backyard or wherever, or the volleyball could be a fun thing. But there's healing here, there's moving on, there's possible online communication with something going on here, maybe even like a short distance trip. I mean, these tend to be shorter distance trips. If you have like water in the area, you have to like cross a lake or a river to get from one end of town to another. It could just indicate something as simple as that. But yeah, there's some communication coming in as well, Marlene. Let's just see anything else. Could even be that one of the kiddos gets like some sort of like, I don't know, student of the month award or something. There's some sort of recognition coming in, for one, maybe even a couple of the kids, or maybe there's a couple different things happening that feel like each of the kids feels like they're kind of in the spotlight. Let's just see anything else Marlene needs to know. Oh, thank you so much, Jamie. Hello, Amber A. Anything else at all? Ooh, yeah, we have the 11th house with community and technology, and the 6 of Swords really, to me, resonates with the 3rd house, but also does have ties to the 11th house. And the internet is very 3rd house, but also very 11th house, because it is about networking. So there might be something going on online where you are communicating, maybe even getting to know a community of people, or even learning something about like some software or a program, or, some sort of online learning experience, something like that. All right, Marlene, a lot of little random messages coming through, but I think we hit what we needed to hit for that. So yeah. Oh, hello, Linda. She just got back from doing some errands. How fun. Well, errands can be fun, or they can be not so fun. So who knows? Hopefully they were fun. To me, fun errands involve, say, going to the library or going to Joann Fabrics and getting new yarn. Those are my fun errands. Not so fun errands are like having to get the oil changed or go grocery shopping. All right, so up next we have Valerie Lyon, and I think that is the last donation I have, but of course we still have our giveaway, still have our drawing. Don't miss it. Don't miss it. Yeah, that is our most current donation for Valerie Lyon, and I do have... Oh, you've been decluttering and you sold some books at a used bookstore. That would probably be a pretty fun, fun errand. I have a whole stack of books out there that I need to do just that with. So thanks for that reminder. I need to get that done, because they're just out in my walkway, kind of by my treadmill out here in the hallway. And it's like, let's quit tripping over these books and get rid of them. You're so welcome, Marlene. Absolutely. Thanks again for your donation as well. All right, Valerie. Ooh, I feel like we're moving into a different tarot deck for your reading. We're going to do the After Tarot. Wondering how my trip to see the eclipse in October will go. Would you mind timestamping it? Let's do that. Thank you for letting me know. Okay, timestamp for Valerie Lyon, 57-ish minutes, because I already read the question. So, Valerie Lyon. Okay. How her trip to see the eclipse. And remind me or correct me. I think it's October 14th is one eclipse. And then there's another one 2 weeks later on the 28th. I can't remember if the first one's the lunar eclipse or the solar eclipse. I would have to, use my thinking cap to figure that out. But yes, there are eclipses happening in October this year. Eclipse season is upon us, just about. Oh, it's the 14th for solar. Okay, gotcha. Thank you for letting me know. Yes, so it's basically 2 weeks from now on the new moon. Yes, all right. So let's see how that will go for Valerie, how her trip to see the eclipse will go. Ooh, interesting energy. So we have the 7 of Wands, which is normally about kind of rising above, standing up for your beliefs. But this is the After Tarot, and I'm glad I decided to go with this, because it has a completely different meaning than if it was just the 7 of Wands as it is. This is about getting into the action. Instead of kind of like maybe being ready if something happens, you're like in the thick of the action. You're not going to sit this one out. You're ready to experience something. And of course, when we put our physical eyes on an eclipse, there were certain types of people, tribes of people and stuff back in the day that would hide during an eclipse, or they would purposely not look at it because they thought that it would bring bad luck, or it would amplify the effects of the eclipse so much to where it would be very difficult to get through the energy. But the solar eclipse coming up, it feels to me like I do think you are meant, I mean, this is, normally it's the wedding card, but they're already on the move. So this is like a trip, a travel, a honeymoon. I don't know if you're going with a significant other or at the very least going with someone who means a lot to you if it's not a romantic connection. But I think if that's the case, you're going to have a really good time. And it's not just maybe about the, I don't know, however long the eclipse is for. I don't know that that's going to be your like highlight of this thing. I think you're going to have some other fun things that you're doing that are really going to make this trip a fun experience. But let's see. Anything else Valerie needs to know about her trip for the eclipse? Ooh, yeah, look at that. Wish fulfillment. Having your cake and eating it too is what I'm seeing, because not only is a reward and recognition, we're kind of bringing in like a 9 of Pentacles vibe with this like really fancy dinner or very abundant dinner here. This is not just small potato, McDonald's drive-through kind of thing. This is a really nice meal. Doesn't have to be expensive, mind you, but it's something that really hits the spot as far as, oh, I'm craving, whatever, and you go eat it and it's like exactly what you wanted or exactly what you were hoping for, or maybe even better than what you were hoping for. But not just certain meals that you're experiencing. Maybe it's the company you're with, the people you're meeting up with. You'll be meeting friends and family. That sounds great. Yeah. So you're going to have some really great times of connection and just really fun. Again, going back to the wedding example of this, it doesn't just have to be a wedding. It could be a party, a reunion energy. So reuniting with friends and family, it feels right in alignment with what's going on here. And just continuing the fun, continuing the happiness. Anything else Valerie needs to know about this trip? Yeah. I really do feel this trip is inspiring for you. And when you do return from the trip, you're going to have all these new, like just out of nowhere, like epiphanies, aha moments, really good, solid ideas that feel almost like spirit-led ideas, very divinely inspired ideas. This could be for ways to change your life, ways to better your life in some way, or new projects, new, just inspired to shift something in your life to make it better for yourself. Yeah, very cool. Anything else? Anything else for Valerie for this trip to see the eclipse and hang out with friends and family? Yeah, third house. There's your trip. Which this also indicates a trip. And to me, very interesting. And so does this, because they're literally on the move out of the frame here. So there's definitely travel. The third house normally indicates like a short distance trip. And this is indicating to me personally, where I'm at in Montana in the US, very long distance from this like Egypt vibes. So if it is a very long distance trip you're taking, it'll feel like it didn't take that long to get there. So you might be taking a plane, or if it's a normally really long, grueling trip, it feels like it just speeds by and you're there. Or if it is a closer distance, it just might feel like you're in a whole other world, like maybe dimensionally, like you traveled dimensionally rather than like distance wise. 1,300-mile drive. Okay, there we go. This makes a lot of sense then. So it may not take as long, or maybe you're just really feeling the road trip vibes, that it just doesn't bother you at all. If driving or taking a long time to get somewhere normally will bother you, it won't be bothering you, that's for sure. But there's going to be a lot of interaction, a lot of communication. Just let me, I don't know for sure if there's going to be any of your siblings, if you have them on this trip, or people like possible cousins or third house as well. People who feel like siblings if they're more on the friend spectrum. But yeah, there's definitely some really great interactions and communication, just in developing deeper of bonds with people that you are going to be visiting and spending time with. So I would say it's going to be a fun trip. And yes, maybe you're going specifically to see this eclipse, but I think that's not even going to be the highlight of the trip for you. It's going to be the fun, friendly conversation and just bonds that are deepening with the people you're spending time with. So yeah, hope that resonated for you, Valerie. But yeah, I have to come let us know how it went. Sounds like it's going to be a fun time. All right. So let me just double check that we didn't have any other donations before we dive into giveaway. Yes, we are all caught up. Let's get into our giveaway. So hopefully you know the drill, but if not, we'll run through it real quick. What I'm going to do, there's no real rules to this, but the directions are, starting right about now, you can just start guessing or using your intuition to decide what tarot card I'm going to pull. So start right now. Go ahead and start guessing or putting out tarot cards. Giveaway time. Yes, you look forward to all that and the inspiration that comes from that time. You are so welcome, Valerie. Wishing you a very safe and fun trip. All right, everybody, start guessing, start guessing. And of course, if it's going to take a while and no one's getting it, I will always narrow it down for you or give you a hint. All right, here we go. Wow. Hello, Linda. I was almost going to say earlier that you had won. You literally won with your first guess. Look at that, Linda. You are on the vibe today. Look at that. That was so quick. That's the quickest one we've had. And I almost was going to say after we finished Valerie's question, I was almost going to say, now it's time for Linda's question. But then I'm like, no, we're doing a giveaway. Linda didn't donate. Oh, Linda must win. But I kept that in my mind. Here you go, Linda. You did it. Yeah, look at that. That was quick today. But even though most of you that are here didn't even get a chance to, guess or use your intuition on it, I'm still going to let anybody who wants to be entered in our giveaway, let me know right now by putting the number 55 in the chat. And then we will draw for our free one card pull. And of course, we will answer Linda's question right here in a moment. All right, so we got Amber A. Show you guys as we go. Just proof that we are putting you in the pudding. Proof is in the pudding. Okay. Now we have Brandy Lynn as well. Brandy Lynn. Boom. Who else wants to be? Andrea 54. Hector, let's add you, my dear. I'm going to get this one. There's more space on this one. Andrea. Okay. There we go. And Marlene. And of course, Linda as well. Just because you won the giveaway doesn't mean you can't also enter the drawing. Linda H. And the Real Big John Trucking. Okay. Boom. I think I have everybody that wants to participate. I'll give you guys a few more seconds as I kind of get these all mixed up in here. Okay, closing my eyes. Not that I could probably see on these folded up cards anyway. Okay, we have a winner. Who is our winner? Who is our winner? Find out now. We have, Passmore 5. She was here on Friday. Wednesday. Wednesday night. She's not here today, but she still wins. And we're at 107.20 something. 107. Oh wait, I was writing it on this. Let me be consistent here. 107.20, let's say, for her timestamp. And then we have also Valerie's timestamp written today as well. So Pam has won the free one card pull, and we're going to get into Linda's question. Thank you so much. Yeah, the glass earrings. We're all about the sunflower vibe today over here. So let's tune in for Linda. Linda. Question, what does October hold for you? Well, you did start with the star, so there's going to be some reward, recognition, possible healing going on. Especially if you've been having some physical ailments, there's some healing to those physical ailments. Could even also be spiritual, mental, emotional ailments as well. Coming in October for you. And we have, with the star coming out, that can be like a major win kind of energy. And then we have the 10 of Pentacles. There could be some money coming in. It could be money that you already know about, but a higher amount of money. Could even be money that you are, seeing come in by way of, different generations in the family are getting some sort of money or income increase. Could even be your son is getting some sort of raise or more money coming in for his job as well. It just feels like it warms your heart. Whatever this is, it warms your heart. Could even be that you are buying something that, maybe you've been saving for a while, or maybe even kind of getting on your radar, something you want to start saving for. If you don't technically get it in the month of October, you just maybe start saving for it in October. Lottery tickets. Well, heck, with again, you guys know I don't condone gambling, but I'm not against it, but I don't want to legally tell anyone to go out there and gamble. But with the Star and the Ten of Pentacles, I'd say you have a pretty good chance of at least recouping the money you invested, if not more. If I got those two cards in a reading, I would say it's probably some good news there. Good news coming in. Anything else Linda needs to know about October? What's going on? Ooh, yeah. So very interesting. As a result of you feeling very inspired, you're walking away from something. This to me feels like it's kind of progressing with the decluttering you've already been doing, but it also could be some emotional just baggage and whatnot that you're leaving behind. With that star energy that we had to start your reading, you could be, yes, walking toward more toward your true north, or leaving behind the things that just don't really resonate with you anymore, be them mental, emotional, spiritual, physical things, relationships, situations, whatever it is, that just don't resonate anymore, because you're going to be walking into a direction of something that feels very inspired, very purposeful, and very passionate. But of course, there's this kind of bridge energy between where we are and where we want to be, that we kind of have to go through to clear the old energy, make room for the new energy. And we talked just about that during our harvest moon, full moon collective reading, more at the beginning of the live stream, Linda. So if you did miss that, there might be some little nuggets of information for you in there as well. Especially with all those pentacles that came out in that. I think this would be just right on par for what we're tuning into for you for October as well. Anything else? Because that reading is basically taking us to about October 14th for the collective we did. So halfway through the month you're asking about. And then King of Swords. So there might be some communication coming in from a brother is really the energy I'm reading with this. One of the brothers is making communication. You also might be the one reaching out, but you're having some sort of communication. I want to get more on this specific communication. What is this about? What is this communication about? Business or pleasure? It's something concerning, or just something that's maybe causing a bit of stress or anxiety. Or maybe even the fact that you're kind of worried about this brother. So you're the one reaching out just to say, hey, haven't heard from you. What's going on? Could be something like that. I technically don't see that it's anything to worry about long-term, but maybe for that day or week, you're just kind of like anxious or kind of worried about something going on with the brother. Maybe even feeling like you have to defend yourself to this brother, or have like almost like an excuse of why you felt the need to reach out or something like that. But again, I don't think it's anything ultimate doom and gloom or anything like that. But yeah, the devil, you just might be in your head just wondering, like, what is up with him? Why doesn't he call? Why doesn't he reach out? Something like that. But this combination, normally it's like the 8 of Swords. It's the lower octave of the devil, but it's like taking it up a notch to where maybe it's even affecting your sleep, or you're stressed out about wondering just because you don't know. We don't know what we don't know. And sometimes we can allow that brain to fill in the gaps of what we don't know. And it can sometimes cause a really scary story to go in our mind that's not even true. I've been sending texts and calls and nothing. Okay, so I think you will actually hear from him in October, whether you do call again and he finally does pick up, or he does just kind of reach out to you. Yes, looking into volunteer work and starting some creative for yourself. Oh, cool. Oh, you reach out to your younger brother because we haven't heard from you since June. Yeah. Again, I think it is just a bit causing you stress. And again, I don't see that it's anything to worry about. Yet at the same time, it is worrisome because you just don't know, right? The friends thinks they saw him last week. I think it's just kind of par for the course with him, as far as kind of just being how he is, even though it's really rude for him to do that a lot of times. It's not like you want to, like Cheyenne's brother, like you need to know every move he makes. No, but at the same time, you care about him, so you want to make sure he's at least okay, or you want to reach out and say hi and hear back from him once in a while. It's not too much to ask. Yeah, so I can see that you are conflicted. Do I continue to reach out, or I just wait to hear from him? Like, what do I do? But yeah, I think for the most part, just following your intuition, following your heart with that, is going to be your best bet. But with that 8 of Cups coming out also that I already just put away, to me feels like you just kind of decide to emotionally kind of distance yourself or kind of walk away from him or the situation at hand so that it doesn't continue to cause you stress. Kind of just, being open that if he does reach out, but you just kind of deciding, well, I'm not going to continue to reach out. He's not returning my calls or texts anyway. He knows my number. He knows I want to get a hold of him. Ball's in his court, is kind of the energy here. Yeah. And that's exactly what this feels like. And you can just kind of choose to, kind of walk away or just kind of, protect your heart a little bit just because it is so just frustrating. I would say is probably the word for it is just frustrating. You just want to know he's okay. Like you don't need to know every little move he makes. You're not trying to be his mom or anything. You just want to say hi and hear maybe a hi back, a hello back once in a while. It's not too much to ask. So Linda, I hope that resonates for you. So now I will actually make the official timestamp for Pam. So 1:15 for the giveaway drawing, 1:15:12. For Pam's reading drawing. She won the drawing that we put her name in for. We drew your name today, Pam. So this is news to you, but I will let you know. You can check out this timestamp for your 1-card pull. Just what does Pam need to know? You are so welcome, Linda. Absolutely. Yeah, that's exactly where you're at with him. Yeah. Again, nothing concerning. It's just kind of same old energy, different day, but you're just kind of getting over it, right? So let's pull a mindful message for Pam, winning of today's drawing. What does Pam need to know? You get 2 of them, Pam. Look at that. Balance and morning rituals. And it sounds to me, Pam, if your 4 a.m. wake-up call is any indication, you have some pretty early mornings going on recently with your new job schedule. So let's see. The first one says, let's read morning ritual first. So in the mornings, I will take time to tune into myself to set high vibrational rituals that will help me lead a good day. I pay attention to the morning habits that don't serve me and change them for ones that do. So you might be kind of looking at very soon or in the near future here, Pam, just kind of changing up your morning routine to maybe just include a bit more time to really check in or tune in with your own self and what it is you're hoping to accomplish that day. And then with that balance card, it says, I surround myself with people I love and enjoy my time with them. But I also take time to nurture my relationship with myself. Yes, I have a fond and healthy balance between being with friends and having self-care time. Absolutely. So Pam, I hope those mindful messages found you well, and congrats on the drawing win, and congrats again to Linda on the giveaway win. First one out the gate. First, I think it was a second guess of the whole thing, but Linda's very first guess today. And maybe it wasn't a guess, maybe it was your deep, very amazing intuition that led you to win the reading today, Linda. Awesome, awesome. All right, I'm going to just double check we didn't have any other donations. I think we are caught up. I think. No, we do. I'm glad I checked. We have another one coming in from Vicky. She wants a 1-card pull in relation to this grant application that my boss and I submitted. If it is successful, I will get to stay at my current job for another 2 years. However, if I accept the offer, I will unfortunately take a 2 or 3 grand pay cut yearly due to the budget restrictions. Okay. Yeah, so due to the budget restrictions, but this would be the same amount of work, which would be very disappointing. But at the same time, I feel like I would have no choice but to take the job if I have nothing else lined up. I wouldn't stay there for the entire duration. Of course, I'm not sure until December if the grant gets accepted, but could Spirit please shed some light on job/career situation? Thank you so much. You're so welcome. So I'm already getting like download about this, and I do think it is in your best interest to go ahead and, sign on for, as long as the contract doesn't hold you for the duration of that whole time. If you do have the ability to, at any point during that time, be also seeking other work that could, help bump that income back up and feel more fulfilling and not feel like, okay, I'm doing the same amount of work for less pay. You can kind of almost build some resentment with that because you were doing the same job for more pay, months before, and now it's less, which can feel kind of icky, kind of frustrating, right? But as far as making sure it's in the contract that at any time you find a different job that you're allowed to leave, I would say make that something in the contract. So I would say if that can be the thing, your best interest would be to be able to stay on at least as long as you feel like you want to, and be looking for other employment opportunities that feel like a better fit, not just, vibrational wise, but also pay wise. You definitely deserve to be compensated for your effort and work. And I think right now you're maybe even in the near future just kind of in your head about, well, I probably should just go with this because, it's a guaranteed paycheck, even if it's a less paycheck. But at least it's guaranteed work. The devil is kind of a temptational energy, or it tempts you to sometimes settle for what less than what you deserve, or to even sabotage your own happiness because, well, this is what I deserve, or I should just do this, or even sometimes other people's guilt trips could kind of play a role in, well, I probably should stay because I'd be letting people down if I left. And, so maybe just kind of watch that kind of thinking, that you're not staying for the wrong reasons, or so you don't, put anyone out, or, what have you. But as far as being able to also look for other employment during this time, let's see what the grant going through, because you might even have your doubts about that grant going through at all, right? But let's just see the success rate of this grant going through, at least on the current timeline, to even make that a possibility. Yeah, 10 of Wands. So there's something closing out that will possibly make this a possibility. And I think if I remember correctly, we had tuned in before that it was a go, that it was going to be successful, and there'd be enough money to cover what needed to be covered. Could have shifted, could have changed just a bit, but I want to get some more information on this, because this could even be that, whoever's approving this grant is maybe just bogged down and it's going to take a bit longer to hear about it. Very interesting with that moon energy. It could be very intuitive. It can be very, who knows what the heck's going on with that subconscious of it. So it's almost like a 7 of Cups vibe that I'm getting, is it's quite not yet set in stone that this grant's gonna for sure go through, where I think before it was. But if the timeline has shifted, or if things have shifted, it's in your best interest, or it's for your highest good. So if that grant had been approved, full stop, green light, go, you might have, again, possibly settled, where maybe instead you could just start looking for employment elsewhere and feel really supported by a new position somewhere. So I would say time will tell. And of course, the closer we get to December, the more like nail biting it's going to be, because you want to know what's coming down the pipe. You want to know that there's a paycheck coming in, even if it's going to be less than you had before, right? But let's just see. Anything Spirit can let you know about your future in career. Well, there's that 7 of Cups we were talking about. So this is not set in stone. You might be finding another job that's going to take you in a different direction. You might be staying on for maybe part of the duration of that 2 years, but not the full duration because something else does come up. Or you do stay on and they are able to pay you what you're worth because maybe the grant amount is higher than they thought or something. There's so many different ways this could play out. But the fact that the 6 of Pentacles is coming out to support you and find balance, I don't see you losing money on the deal. So if that means that you are signing back on, I don't see that you will have to settle for less pay. You're going to feel balanced. You're going to feel compensated. Whatever it is, whatever road or route you take in your career, from December and beyond, you're going to feel like it's good compensation, or at the very least, you're making as much as you are now after December, if not more. Anything else Vicky needs to know about this? Wow, you're definitely going to be celebrating. You're still going to be able to get into a new home. This is new home vibes here as well. So I don't want to just say, oh, Vicky, don't worry about it. Because of course you're going to worry about it. It's your livelihood, right? And it's the direction you're going to be going. So I get it. I get why you would be stressed out, why you would be wondering if, is this grant going to even come through? Like, do we even know? We thought we did, but now, timelines have shifted. There's so many variables here. There could even be a job that you're applying for that isn't on your radar yet that is going to be what you're taking. But at the root or heart of this reading, we do have a cause for celebration. So whatever goes on, whatever transpires between now and even through December, I just heard you're like coming out smelling like a rose. So it's like, I think it's like the third or fourth time I've said this on the live stream today. It almost feels to me like you're going to have your cake and eat it too. You're going to have a job that feels supportive and good, and you're not going to have to settle for less pay. Whether that's at your same place with the grant coming through and more money, or you're going a different direction at some point, you're coming out pretty high, pretty good. Yeah, literal, you're calling the shots of your own financial future, your own career future. So, oh, you were talking about roses with Cheyenne and bought a rose phone case. Oh my goodness. I think rose is like a good luck kind of charm for you in your career. So maybe even buying yourself a couple fresh roses to keep in your room or something, especially as that time draws near, might help. Or even utilizing, dried rose petals of the roses that you're buying that are, they go bad after a while, but you could continue to set the intention and keep some of those rose petals to use in some sort of ritual for yourself to manifest a really supportive, amazing job for yourself. Lots of cool, fun things. Yeah, rose oil is so high vibrational. I think it is one of the two top high vibe essential oils in existence. So yeah, I would say that that's really good. And that's why you're smelling like a rose. You're putting it right here. I love that. Yeah, see, you're already on it. You're being supported, you're being taken care of, and look at this. News will come in quick. So if you're waiting and waiting and waiting on this whole, grant thing, it's going to come in sooner than later. So you're not going to be like day before things are going to, end or whatever, just sitting there biting your nails, like wondering. No, I think you're going to know enough ahead of time that you can make plans for yourself. And there's purpose here. There's news coming in with purpose and quick moving and forward momentum. Life purpose energy comes in also, and quick shift in finances, usually for the better when the Eight of Wands comes in as well. So yeah. Yeah, put the rose oil, use that with some intention setting or manifestation, and I think you're going to be just fine. So basically what this is saying, Vicky, is there's nothing set in stone yet. So but that all being said, the one thing that I do feel is set in stone is the fact that you're going to be able to go in a direction that feels fulfilling, and you're not going to have to take that pay decrease to be able to do this, whatever that looks like, whether you're staying and the money just gets to stay the same or rise a little bit, or you're going somewhere else and the money rises, or at the very least is even with what you're currently making, you're not taking any kind of pay decrease. All right, Vicky, I hope that brought you a bit of peace of mind, even though it felt very, who knows, very up in the air, but at the same time, you came out as the one in the lead or in charge. Very much smelling like a rose, though. Not a sunflower. Have you smelled a sunflower? They don't really smell that great. They kind of smell a little nutty, a little earthy. I don't not like the smell of sunflowers, but they're not a pretty smell. I have some down in my kitchen. My dog, he has fun tearing down my sunflowers out in my garden. So I've had to pick pieces of sunflower up out of the yard, and we're going to try to harvest the big sunflowers for the sunflower seeds. Yeah. I haven't had like my own homemade sunflower seeds since I was a kid. We used to grow them, and my mom would do those when I was a kid. I think it's the second time on the live stream today I've talked about things my mom used to make when I was a kid. The applesauce from the neighbor's apples, sunflower seeds from our sunflowers. I should probably get on some of those projects. That would be really good to make some homemade applesauce and add some Red Hots candy to it, because it kind of gives it a little spice, a little kick. There's other spices, like cinnamon and stuff you can add as well. All right, you guys. Well, I think that's going to do it. I'm going to go get some lunch, let my dog out, and maybe even work on my book a little bit more. Not like I'm fully in writer mode right now, but I'm brainstorming and trying to kind of figure out my story structure, because I had to cut book 2 into 2 parts because it was going to be a very long book if I did not do that. But all of the main points of book 2 are pointing to the big climax scene of book 3. So now but I had to do the same thing with book 1. It was basically book 1, 2, and 3. I was trying to cram it all into one book, and I laughed at myself like, girl, you can't do that. It's going to be a 500,000 word book. But it was my first book, and I didn't even realize I was meant to write a series. I was just trying to write a book, and it was going to be a very long book. And I'm like, no, okay, let's break this into a series. So I got to restructure book 2, and in effect, also book 3, possibly down the line, book 4, even though it's weird because book 4, yes, it does resolve like some of the conflicts in book 1, 2, and 3. But it's very much kind of 2.5 years down the road from the first 3 books and kind of its own entity, yet again, bridging and culminating all of those storylines from the first 3 books that didn't get resolved in book 4. So who knows? By the time it's all said and done, it might be a 6-7 book series. I don't know. But at the very least, it's a 4-part series with 2 companion novels. And one or both of those companion novels could even be kind of their own trilogies. Probably not beyond a trilogy, but so much I gotta figure out and do and try to figure out my main point of focus. What's the main plot? What are the subplots? Because I have like pretty much 3 plots going, and I gotta determine, well, which is the main message I'm trying to get across here to people. It's so difficult, but like it's the best kind of difficult because I love trying to solve these types of problems. I love trying to figure everything out. As much as I hate it, I love it. So there we go. Yeah. So yes, yum applesauce. Yeah, yum yum. I haven't had applesauce in a long time, especially like hot off the stove, freshly made applesauce. So good. Oh, you're so welcome, Linda, and also Vicky. Yes. All right, you guys. Well, I'm gonna go. Have a wonderful weekend and full moon vibes and all the fun things. I will see you back here on Wednesday if everything goes according to plan. But yes, you guys, thanks again so much for all those likes, comments, shares, subscribes, donations, and all the things. And I really, truly do hope to see each and every one of you right back here at Harmony Portal Tarot Live. All right, you guys. Bye.